Okay. After many renditions of this video, I think I'll settle on this one. Try to make it quick. Uh, Sparking Zero has caused me some problems simply based on the roster. There's other problems like the models for the like younger kids, like Goten and Gohan, Teen Gohan, and the beam clashes and the beam themselves being pretty small for the most part. You know, I don't think I have to elaborate on those issues, but for the sake of people calling me a hater, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and say the immersion you get when you're in someone's face, fighting out, having the best time of your life, and you beam clash 2 inches away from each other, or one's above and one's below, and it gives you that feel of Dragon Ball, like you're fighting to protect for no reason. It's it's encapsulated, bro, in those moments. Like no greater feel comes when you playing against a friend or someone and they use an attack or blast, I guess, from the highest height you can get in the map, and you're like fighting it. That makes you feel like Goku in the Cooler movie, bro. It's like it's unreplaceable. So now having a dynamic shift where we just shift into the middle of the stage out of nowhere and we're same level and then we break through a different dimension, it just kills the immersion, man. And again, I thought that was a cool idea at first too, but quickly realized it's gonna take away from the like seamlessness of the fight when you have to stop and be transported somewhere for it. It's a cool idea, but I don't think it was executed very well. I think maybe if you somehow managed to do Ultimates versus Ultimates only did that, or kept you in your perspective like location, but just broke the dimension from there, maybe that would be better. I would even be fine with that if it just kept me in my respective location. And I get it, because it's making it like a cutscene. It's not gonna work that way. Like being in someone's face isn't gonna work too well. But the problem is, they had that. We had that, and that gave you that immersion. That gave you that I'm actually in a Dragon Ball fight feeling. Uh, I'm gonna leave off of that. The characters finally got GT. I was one of the people that thought we weren't even gonna get GT, and that wasn't even the biggest problem for me. That was more of like half of the problem. The problem is it doesn't matter whether or not we're about to get GT. The problem is we're about to either have to sacrifice something for GT or sacrifice GT itself. Again, my problem was every Tengachi game carried every character over and added more. If there's a character from the last game, they either got brought over as they were, maybe minor updates, or they got overhauled completely and just completely changed the character, right? And now we don't have that. Now you're losing out on King Vegeta, Pilaf Gang, Chi Chi, Kid Chi Chi. Like, yeah, sure, those characters are no one's favorites. Nobody cares if they're your favorite. They they're there to give you the broader feeling of the Dragon Ball universe. The weaklings, the useless people, the Frieza soldier that isn't gonna do anything to even Krillin. They were still like a part of a playable game that really encapsulated being able to play the entire universe. It almost felt like you were spanning the entire Dragon Ball realm to fight, right? Every character was like, whether it's significant or not, part of Dragon Ball. And if they fought, then they had a chance to get in there. Yeah, Chi Chi didn't really do much. Okay, but she could fight. She had the potential to fight. Hercule doesn't do a damn thing, and he's always in the game. Uh, you got like who else? Nam. He was pretty challenging for Goku, I guess, for a little bit, but he was in his own respective arc. He wasn't even like that bad of like that much of a challenge for the main cast or whatever for plot, whatever. And then you lose out the nostalgia of having those characters too, because now I don't have Dragon Ball. We have 10, really 9, because God Topo character slots left. And we don't even see Z Broly. I haven't even seen Cooler. How do you have a Tenkaichi game with no Z Broly? We don't even have Super 17. We don't have Nova Shenron. We could have added Ice there. Like, we could have added Ice. But instead, we sacrificed those characters for more super characters. And it's like, bro, it never sacrificed. Now we don't have that Dragon Ball feel. Now this feels like hey, this is a saga fight. It felt like a Dragon Ball as a universe battle royale. And now it feels whatever. It feels more like let's pick and choose characters and they'll represent the saga rather than it more feeling like a grasp of the fucking entire series. And it's like you have 5 years, 5 to 6 years you've been working on this, and we don't have everybody. Tenkaichi 3 came out a year after Tenkaichi 2, right? And that game, the previous game came out like I think 2 years, 1 to 2 years after the first Tenkaichi. How are they developing things with less power and making it so good in such little time? And now we have better technology, better understandings, and we're degrading the integrity of the game. Like, dude, we got Mecha Frieza and King Cold, and I start getting a little happy. But then again, with that same trailer, the slots dwindled. And now you're left with the realization that we're probably not going to get some aspect of the Dragon Ball universe. We're not getting all of Super. Well, all of Super that was relevant. We're not getting all of the GT characters that we known and loved through the entirety of the series. Super 17 was in all of the series. He's not even shown. He hasn't shown. We don't know if he's not going to be there, but based on God Topo not having his character on here, I'm starting to think we're about to get just super characters at the end. It makes sense. God Topo makes it 9, 3 Kabbas, 4 Frosts for first, third, final, and full power, Vados and Champa. It fits perfectly. Because there's no way we get Beerus and Whis finally in a Tenkaichi game and we don't get the counterparts, Vados and Champa. Or we get Kale and Caulifla with no Cabba? You think we're not getting Cabba? And then that plays into it as well. Like, we're sacrificing characters, but then when people say, oh, bro, Cabba wasn't anyone's favorite. Okay, so now I'm losing out on characters that, like, pretty much pushed the plot, the excitement of the plot. When we saw Cabba, he was an instant hit because he's oh my god, I'm saying it from a different universe. When we see Frost, it was like, oh shit, it's another Frieza guy. But he seems like he's a flip version of Frieza. Holy shit, you want to experience that. And then you see Hit, and it's like, oh my god, like, what? So it's like, I don't want to miss out on anybody. When I first heard this game was coming, I was expecting everybody from the previous game to come over to this one, get updated, look nice, whatever, and then add super characters on top of it. I thought the only thing we were going to get that was going to be new was maybe some, refurbished attacks and better looking models. But only Super was going to be new. Everything else was going to be from the last game. If we changed them up, whatever, sure, cool, but they're going to come. Pause. But we don't even get King Vegeta. None of the Saiyans have their grade 8 forms besides Vegeta. That again, that that breathes so much life into the game because you know they have the potential to do it, but because they didn't do it in the plot, you know, we never got to see it. But because they can do it, they got into the games. It's like you know they can, but we never got to see it. This isn't even like what if. This is just facts. They could have done that. Bardock, Fasha, King Vegeta, Grade 8, like now we miss out on the father son. We can't have Bardock. I mean, not Bardock. We can't have King Vegeta witness Evolution Blue Vegeta in a newer game now. You can have him see Super Saiyan, you know, and it's like, yeah, that was cool. Now we can build on to that. No, we can't. He's not in the game. It's like taking from that aspect just hurts me a lot. It's like it's bittersweet. Everything looks good, but what's a pretty house with empty rooms, right? I I don't understand. I'm not saying the game's gonna be lifeless or anything. I'm not saying the modes that they bring are gonna be boring or anything. It's just the specific character aspect. It's just how do you bunk that one? That's like the one thing that people, if you were to ask people what their favorite game was, and if they said Tenkaichi, one of the reasons for that was, oh, the plethora of characters we could play with, from Pilaf game to Omega Shenron. Now we don't have that? What? Supreme Kai having a model? And we don't see him on this chart? Mind you, if we add him, that's another slot that we have to squeeze characters into now. Now we're like hoping for from what movie character are we gonna get if we Super 17, Supreme Kai? Why'd I say it like that? Ew. And God Topo. What are we gonna do with 7 slots? That means we're losing somebody. Either a movie's character, either a Z character like King Vegeta or Fasha, or uh, a Dragon Ball character. Or shit, what if Rayleigh? We don't get a Rayleigh. She's not really a Dragon Ball character, but she was in the game, bro. Again, the spirit of the game that kept everything rolling. It was like a train that was constantly building on itself as it was going, and it was constantly moving faster and faster, and getting better and better. And now we've cut segments off for the overall speed. Now we're trying to let the weight carry it, right? Well, not the weight, the reduction of weight carry it. You know, make it move faster. You get what I was trying to say. I'm not stupid. But you know that it hurts me. It hurts me a lot. And the dilemma being not that we're not getting someone, but we're sacrificing for someone else. We're sacrificing these characters for those characters. There's Z Broly, Super 17 have been in every Tenkaichi game. Now I don't even know if we're gonna get Z Broly or Super 17. The best I could come up with is 3 Z Brolys, 3 Coolers, 2 Janimbas, and a Hirudegarn. I mean, that's the best way you can get movies in there for me, at least. But that means we don't get Turles in his grade 8 form. We don't get Bojack, which probably means we're not going to get Teen Gohan in his Bojack fit, which was like the thing in that game. If I ever picked Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, that nigga's wearing Goku's clothes. I'm sorry. He's going to put them clothes on. You gonna be your daddy's son. I don't care what you got to say. That means we don't get Turles. I can't step on God Goku's head and make him feel like a bitch. Make him feel like he's worthless when I just ate a piece of fruit for the rest of my life and that's it. And it's like, dude, that hurts. Again, bittersweet, bro. I don't know if did I talk about being clashes and stuff? I'm pretty sure I did. But that's something I could like, you know, I would accept. It would hurt. It hurts, but it's like, okay, you know what? Maybe things could change in the future. Whatever. But losing characters, and then on top of that, telling me you're developing DLC while the game's being developed? No, 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 no. That's super bad. That means we're gonna get these characters behind a paywall. That means these characters are being made while these characters are still being made, while this game's still being worked on. Now they're DLC. These Gohan's been around for 2 years, 3 years. Y'all been into development well before that. But we gotta have them DLC. Probably not gonna get them. I don't think we're gonna get them. It's a possibility, sure, but again, look at what we have to do for that. We have to sacrifice characters for that. I don't like that. And then this grand total of the roster has brought us to 91 characters, if you don't count transformations. That's less than Tenkaichi 3. And this game has been pretty much hyped to have way more characters than the last title. Or any title in the series, rather. And we have less characters if you don't count transformations. If you count transformations, sure, whatever. But why are separate transformations being counted? I never counted Goku Mid and his Super Saiyan as 2 characters. I never counted Super Saiyan 3, 2, and 1 Goku on N Goku as 3 different characters. That's N Goku. These are aspects of N Goku. He can transform. I never took that into consideration when counting the characters. So now we need 5 untransformed characters to even equal Tenkaichi 3 in terms of characters. I'm yapping still. It's heartbreaking, honestly. It's not like the game's not going to be bad. I mean, going to be bad. Oh, Jesus. It's not like the game's going to be bad. I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I think the gameplay looks pretty good, at least. That shit looks fucking fire. I can't wait to play it. I'm still going to get it. I'm still going to pre-order it. But, you know, because this series meant so much to me, I had very high expectations for it. And you can say that's not fair. Well, I'm going to say fuck you, because you're starting to sound like the guys who were hating on Baldur's Gate 3 by saying, well, you can't expect this from you. That's on you. You have to bring the creativity. You have to do it. You're making the game. You're trapping me. You put me in a web as soon as you announce this. Now I'm going to have to take whatever dangers come towards me because I saw that web. I thought that should look delicious or something. Immediately, I was like, I will give my life away for it. Fuck it. But you can't hold back. You can't go out with a fart. I have to blow up. I have to. I won't accept anything less, bro. I can't accept anything less. They did it in the past, and now we have better tech, more ways to work things into the games. And again, people that will hate on this video, that will tell me that I suck as a person because I have a criticism for something that was beloved to me, and I don't want to see it half-assed. Not saying it's half-assed, but sacrifice. I don't want to give and take. I don't want to give and take. It should just, again, be a train that the train was moving and it was going. Keep every part of that train, every part of it. But now I have to fight for local multiplayer. That was my whole life on that game. Yeah, I played it solo, but that was a game that was so fun and so encapsulating that nothing could get rid of it for me. Only stopped playing it when my game got broke. Well, actually, it was my dad's game, and my little brother broke it. But that's life. Only time I stopped playing it. Same with Raging Blast too. Raging Blast was a spiritual successor. It wasn't saying it was going to be better than Tenkaichi 3. It wasn't. Well, at least not that I remember. If it was maybe we might have to talk. But I feel like when I played Raging Blast, I never stopped until it got broke by one of my siblings. Again, that is my real problem. My siblings destroyed my shit. Same with Burst Limit. Burst Limit was really fun because it reminded me of Budokai, and Budokai again does almost the same thing. Well, it does the same thing Tenkaichi 3 does, but the gameplay was fun enough and of course, playing with your friends and shit, having fun on that game was a time, bro. But now you got your Xenoverse Fighters is good. I just got done playing Fighters with my cousin. Shit was amazing. Uh, but Fighters also it brings a different gameplay to the table. This is an actual fighting game, and you're when it's an arena fighter that's trying to like completely encapsulate all of Dragon Ball, right? For the whole aspect of people flying around, blowing shit up, blowing up the planet, whatever, and you get in the even the weaklings like Hercule. Hercule can't fly. He keeps falling. He falls out of the sky, right? Unless you give him a item that it lets him stay in the air, but that kind of just goes off to the jetpack, right? Videl shoots boo boo ass key blast. So you can be a good fighter, I guess. You can play with her a little bit. Broly being unfazed, Giants being unfazed by weaker characters. It felt like Dragon Ball. It felt like Dragon Ball as a whole, and I don't mean like the first part of the series. I don't mean just Dragon Ball. I mean like Dragon Ball Z, all of it all together, culminated into this game. It felt like a perfect marble of all of that together. When you view the universes in Super, you see the Universe 7, that ball, it felt like that. It felt like we were there. That's what it was. It felt like that game encapsulated all of that was. But now that we're losing out on characters and giving up some characters, it hurts, man. My thoughts on the final characters are probably going to be God Topo, Three Kabas. Again, I think I said this. I don't know if I said this. Uh, Probably Frost with four forms. It makes sense because maybe first, maybe skip second, third final, and then full power that you use in Tournament of Power, and Vados and Champa. Again, there's no way we don't get Vados and Champa, and we already know we're gonna get God Topo. There's no way we don't, and I don't think it's gonna be a skill move. I don't think it is. It makes no sense. His whole body changes, and I don't think they're gonna do that with a skill. They could. I'm not saying they can't. We have the ability to do that, but I think it's gonna be that because the way he fought was completely different. If they go the movies route, I think we're still gonna have to get Got Topo. But and it's probably, you see what I mean. This is where I'm saying, well, we gotta get this character. Shit. That means less space. Maybe we're gonna get this character too, but that means we lose out on this character. Well, we don't even have Super 17, man. I think I'm going in a circle now. I think. So I guess I should end this like pretty quickly. This shit too long. Yeah. Well, for the people that do watch it, hey, this is just my feelings on the game. Still, again, I still enjoy it. Still will enjoy it. Yeah. Uh, it looks great. I wish the planet destruction was better too. Honestly, I like the attack, seeing the attack, not the planet's reaction to the attack. I like seeing the attack exploding from the planet's view, like from the view, the outer. Oh my god, I'm fumbling. From the outer view of the planet. Like it just made you feel like Dragon Ball, like that scope, that scale, it was incredible. But yeah, that's just my problem, I guess. Well, my issue with the game. It's not like it's gonna make or break me. It just hurts. That's all. Hurts. It's very bittersweet. Kind of reminds me of like Kingdom Hearts. They built it up like throughout the series. It's supposed to be the culminating of all we've been through and the end of the Xehanort saga, and you don't get to play with anybody but Sora. It's like we play throughout the game. We played with Riku. We played with the birth gang. We even played with Mickey and two. You play like it makes you feel like, well, maybe this game we're gonna be able to do anything. They set you up so well to Kyrie and Lee are in the hyperbolic time chamber training. That's time for us to get character development. People are picking up this game, don't even know who these characters are. You expect you to give them some time and make you play with them, right? You don't get that. What? Why? Why not? You take Final Fantasy from the game too. It's like Kingdom Hearts 3 was a great game. Absolutely killed the series though. Absolutely fumbled the bag on the expectations. I got a couple seconds. I guess I should just go ahead and talk about the characters. I think If I get movies, 3 Broly's, 2 Coolers, 2 Janimbas, and a Harudegarn, that gives us more giant characters, and uh, it gives us the best movies we could get from this. But unfortunately, again, we don't get Turles, we don't get blah blah blah. You get the point. Uh, if it's Super, Kaba, Frost, we have. I feel like we just have. There's no way we don't get Champa and Vados. And if it's Dragon Ball, it's like Goku, 2 Gokus for his Great Ape form, uh, Demon King, General Blue, maybe 2 Taos, hopefully, uh, maybe Tambourine again, uh, who else? Maybe Pilaf Gang, maybe Nam, something along those lines. Those characters that were in the game already, and then you have characters like Supreme Kai. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but he has a model in the game. We don't even know if he's gonna be playable, and that hurts. Hurts a lot. He was in the last games. Anyway, I'm gonna end it there. If you watch this through, uh, thank you for listening to me ramble for like forever. Uh, give me your thoughts on the game. I guess I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get nothing but backlash and people hating me because I criticize the game, but it's whatever, man.